Nothing to me. All right, we are live. Session 25-ish, somewhere around there. I'm slowly losing track. Last time we left off with our exciting heroic adventurers. They went to the lost ruins of Berez, where they hunted a witch by the name of Lady Baba Lasaga. This witch had a seed of life, which they needed to barter with the abbot, who currently resides in Krezix, to supercharge Gaia's symbol of Ravenkind, make it work so they can go battle Strahd and finish this once and for all. When they got there, they met all kinds of horrors and battled the witch, who transformed and made an illusion of a creeping hut and turned it into a dragon. Dragar jumped in this creature's belly and fought, destroying it from the inside, while the group did what they could to keep it at bay. From there, being badly injured, they looked for a place to rest. Nightfall quickly coming upon them. Dragar was set on going to the mansion that he keeps seeing. This dragon skull that he has on his head keeps calling to him to come to this mansion, while the rest of the group wanted to go to the Vistani camp. They decided on the Vistani camp, at which they realized things maybe changed a bit there. All those whispers of the Vistani maybe being in allegiance with Strahd kind of came into fruition, as the camp looked like it was set up for some kind of milital assault of some kinds. There was lots of armed Vistani, werewolves, and vampire spawns. At that point, they were discovered and chased down the old Selivik road and eventually ventured up to the mansion. Argen Voshalt, it is called. From there, once they got into the perimeter of the building, the Vistani and the werewolves all stopped chasing them. For some reason, not wanting to go into this mansion whatsoever. They ventured inside and just about setting down for a rest to call it a night, a long day, and a shadow crept across the wall, that of a giant winged beast that hissed and flapped its wings with ferocity, expunging the flame, leaving the group once again in darkness. And that is where we start. I will click on Mary's screen so we can screen share what they're all seeing, and we'll take it from there, guys. What do y'all want to do?
Dragar says it's dark.
Rion cast light. In case.
Not dark. As you light up, shadows kind of dance across the room, giving this creepy kind of feel to it. You see all these statuettes of what looks like these knights, some of them smashed, and the kind of light shines off of these statues and gives that presence that someone is standing as they kind of shadows the statue. It looks like people are standing all around, and then it seems like they're moving, but if you actually inspect, maybe just the trick of the eye. If you look around this room, you'll see that there is about 6 doors, 3 to the bottom, the south, and 3 to the north, and then in the center is a spanning staircase that climbs up about 20 feet, and above you, a balcony looking down on both sides.
There's windows here, right, looking out the front?
Sorry, ping again, right behind you guys? Yes.
Yeah.
Chris,
are those 2 goobers still outside, waiting out here, just not coming forward?
Give a perception, and then I'll get you what you asked next, Dan. What are you saying while he's rolling?
I'm just wondering if you can ping me on the map. My keyboard won't allow me to adjust the zoom on the map, so I can't see anyone.
Yeah.
21.
You do indeed see that the werewolves and Vistani are still standing out there, and it seems like they have kind of spread out and have maybe formed some kind of barricade. For whatever reason, though, they refuse to step any closer than basically where I'm pinging. So the perimeter of this, they're just basically hiding in the tree lines.
Okay.
You can clearly see them now. for whatever reason, in the darkness, you just razor hawk eyes. You see the red glowing eyes of the werewolves, and a couple of the Vistani have lit torches. They're not hiding their presence. They're just standing there like they're waiting to see what unfolds.
Well, Dragar, since you wanted to come here and we can't seem to make a campfire, what do you suggest we do?
Drager would like to roll some form of check on himself to see if he can remember how, in the vision, on how to get to the courtyard where he knows he has to bury the dragon skull, or where he knows he has to bring the dragon skull to.
Yes, go ahead. You roll what you feel, and maybe you'll know something.
Rolled a 4 with history.
Seems very fuzzy to you. Maybe you got hit in the head pretty hard by that creeping hut.
Drager would look up to Rion, and the Dragon remembers a courtyard. He remembers the dragon flew in the vision, came in. There was a great, I think it was an obelisk in the middle of a room, and the dragon flew to the right and then to a courtyard, but it's foggy. Dragar says he knows that we need to get to this place, but the man, I could sure use a sit down.
Well, we can try to rest, but I have a feeling that we're not going to get very much rest in this place.
And Dragar wonders why they're afraid to come inside. Why would they hesitate?
Perhaps it had something to do with that dragon. It seemed to be one of the good dragons. I'm not sure how that works in Barovia, though. And
Nothing is good in Barovia.
They're just different levels of evil. That's like minor evil. and as Dirge talks, she walks over to her skeletal warhorse, kind of searches through the saddlebags and pulls out a piece of cloth and tries the disgusting process of wiping all the swamp and muck off herself.
Yeah, and it's at that point that you guys realize how bad you actually smell. Rotting corpses.
Prestidigitation. No, wait. Dang it. No! Guy doesn't have it!
Guy jazz fingers and yells out prestidigitation, and nothing happens but more muck falling off of her hands.
That sounds very fitting for her, actually. Oh, never mind.
So Drager will
I
start
am
looking
delirious.
around. Drager will possibly start looking around, trying to find a hallway or something that he remembers from his vision. He'll check all 6 doors.
All right, so you just want to start there?
Well, he's still hesitant because of the flapping that blew out the original candle. You know, Drager would look around. Hopefully, with a 14 seeing anything in the room that might have caused the candle to go out before Rion lit up the room with his spell. And then I would proceed to each door to see if the doors had an indication of what might be behind them.
Okay, so with the 14, looking around, you clearly remember that big shadow. Yeah, I'll get that in a second. The big shadow that seemed almost like reptilian. Like, it probably wouldn't take rocket science that you just to figure out that it seemed like dragoness and was pretty massive. But as you look around, you do not see where it was making the shadow. You look, maybe the shadows were, or maybe the statues were just like, you start to even question, like, maybe you're imagining it, or it doesn't really seem like anything. And if you were to walk up to the doors, they're all solid wood reinforced with iron kind of reinforcements, and they, although considerably old, are still relatively intact, most of them. If you look over to the northeast corner, that one is still propped open, actually. It's a double door that's pushed open, but the rest of them are completely closed, and in order to figure out what was on the other side, you would indeed need to open up and take a peek.
Yes, Dragar would look back to Rion, Dirge, and Guy, and Dragar says, it's weird that werewolves and fucking spawn, and all the bad dudes won't come in. Maybe there's something to really fear here, like the dragon, or maybe there's nothing behind any of these doors. So like maybe there's nothing here. And Drager will walk up to the closest door and swing it open to see what's on the other side.
All right, give me a second. I'm just trying to give control over to Joe for his horse, but
Obviously, Drager would hesitate to see if anybody stopped him, and if he wouldn't, he would continue on.
the first door that you open is a wood paneled den. It looks like it's been completely ramshacked. Its furnishings tossed about. A cold, dark hearth dominates the west wall between two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north wall is a sarcophagus made of black wood with a queen's effigy carved into the lid. And you see this giant fireplace up against the wall right here. Or sorry, I'm lying. Right there. All right, let's try to get this horse back to...
Here, yeah, never mind.
It's a neat looking horse.
Can you control it now?
Let me see. I was gonna just give you a token that would work, but yeah, I can move the funny looking horse. You need to make it 2 tiles long, and then it'll look like a horse.
There you go. Oh, it's a big ass horse.
Not 2 tiles, not 3. There we go. Okay.
So yeah, basically you see a ramshacked room and a big fireplace, a sarcophagus in the corner, top.
I think seeing the sarcophagus, Drager, I would say, oh shit.
The cool breeze kind of blows out. Like once you open the door, you just
What do you see?
feel this cool breeze kind of beneath your feet.
Well, Drager says just our luck. There's a sarcophagus. Nothing else, though.
And actually, I apologize. You do see a door in the corner, top left-hand corner, which I'm kind of slowly revealing now.
I think since nothing was going on, Drager would motion to the group and like, take a look in the room if you want. Nothing in there. Look at it.
Does anyone go inside of it, or are you just like being just peeking in Scooby-Doo like? It does seem a little bit more, sorry to cut you off, but like a little more closed in, I guess. Whereas when you're sitting in this giant foyer, it's wide open and you just feel like there's things watching you. Like you feel very insecure in this open foyer. This room's much more closed in. But sorry, go ahead, Dirge.
Can we, and I'm not saying we should go to sleep or anything, but can we like bandage up somewhere else? I feel like a little under the weather.
Yeah. As Guy kind of hobbles over to where Rhaegar was looking in, she'll just kind of lean up against the door, just kind of taking some deep breaths, and we'll just kind of look and see what he's seen, and kind of look back at Dirge like, yes.
I feel like I got stepped on by a dragon. So
Didn't we all?
a giant tree dragon.
But there was like a shadow though that kind of put us on edge.
Absolutely.
So
You cannot shake this feeling that you are being watched while you're in here.
I do think Drager would agree with Dirge that bandaging is a great idea. And Drager would motion to the room and say, Drager says maybe we can bandage in here. Maybe we would feel better. And Drager will walk into the room.
Cool. You walk into the room and, like I said, you see. Let me see if there's anything else that you see that's of interest. Are you inspecting the sarcophagus, or are you just like?
No, I'm gonna try to avoid. I'm gonna be on the other side. Like, I'm not paying really close attention to it. I got it in the corner of my eye just in case it moves, but I'm not going anywhere close to it.
It
Guy
does
was
seem like it's cracked
eyeing
open a
it.
smidge too. And as you walk in, the fireplace looks like there's kind of the remnants of coals. Like you absolutely could start up a fire in that. And then you see smashed kind of oil lamps, broken chairs, overturned ottomans, rotted couches and whatnot. But the room is, like I said, closed in. So, what do you guys want to do? I'm assuming everyone moves in.
Eyeing the sarcophagus, the coffin. He's like, that thing better not move or open or anything. And she'll probably take one of the ottomans and put it upright and just kind of sit down on it, where resting a head on one of her hands is try to stay alert.
Short rested out. Short rested out.
I think we still have a feeling of we're being watched.
Yeah, you have that feeling, but as you step into this room, it's a lot more closed in, right? So there's
Okay.
Shut the door. There's a lot less of that peering kind of insecure of the wide open foyer. So,
Did
anyone
we
got
shut the
anything?
door?
Yeah, I imagine someone shuts the door unless for some reason you purely do not
And-
want to.
You said the sarcophagus was kind of cracked open.
Just a smidge, just enough to give you that if you look at it, like a chill kind of goes down your spine.
Is it open enough to where we can see into it? Because you piqued my interest now.
No,
And
you'd
of
have to
course-
actually go up to it and
Okay.
crack it open if you wanted to.
Then, if that's the case, then not going to.
Chicken.
If I'd probably make mention like, let's not tempt. And so when he backed, I was like, okay, never mind. Not gonna say anything.
All right,
So I guess try to go for a short rest.
Drager will definitely start to sit down and take a couple of deep breaths and start cleaning himself up and try to take a few hit dice if he can.
all right, so that's the plan. Everyone's just sitting down and cleaning themselves up.
Really quickly. Still on alert because there are people outside, but yeah, if we're going to battle, I want to be prepared for a battle, so Drager will start to clean himself.
So, is everyone's token pretty much adequate to where they are?
Yes. Oh, that's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be next to this door here, kind of keeping a watch on this door. Hopefully other people are taking a watch, keeping a watch on that door and making sure the sarcophagus isn't moving.
Yep, guys. She got this, except the fact that she's kind of dozing.
All right, so
Yeah.
short rest is an hour, right? The minimum is an hour.
Yeah.
So, as you guys kind of sit down, take a load off, maybe like drop your weapons, but obviously not put them out of like reach or anything, and start to clean yourselves up and sit down, and finally, for the first time in like an entire day, you're able to take a load off and actually catch your breath from all the excitement that you experienced today. It's not even 30 minutes go by, and Dirge, you smell something.
No.
What do I smell?
Smells eerily like smoke.
I love smoke. Usually it's a pretty good precursor to dying. Well, there's a fire somewhere. I would imagine they're trying to smoke us out, but I don't know.
Drager says.
Go ahead.
Drager says you're probably right. We should find this courtyard and figure out how to put this dragon skull back so we can leave.
As you smell it, you're kind of sniffing around and just trying to pinpoint where it comes from. And as you look in the giant fire pit, you see the kind of embers. There's like this little coal that now seems to be like glowing. And there's just this little billow of smoke kind of coming off of it. Just like the end of the night, or like the beginning of a morning of a fire, just like roaring all night. It's just like that last little coal that hasn't put itself out yet.
Yeah, Dirge kind of notices this, and she kind of makes a mental note, and she just says, "Gypsy, can you stomp that out, please?"
Poor Gypsy. Gypsy trots on over, and as she goes up to the fire pit and is just about to like step in, the fire pit erupts. And in the dead of this pit, you see the form of a draconic-like being. It hisses and crackles and unfurls its smoky wings as this fiery beast with dark, glowing eyes starts to step out of the fire pit. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay. Want to be like that? Fine.
Well, it was nice knowing y'all.
Ah, fuck shit up.
For now, because I don't have a token for this, actually, I'm just going to use a fire pit. And let me roll fire demon. And
Of Doom. Don't forget of Doom. That's important.
I got a 6. Let me switch that.
all right, we're gonna put that in right there.
Did the smoke or fire hurt Gypsy?
No, it's like as she walks up to it, it kind of just like explodes right in front of her.
But did it burst out enough to actually hit her?
No.
Huh. Okay.
Rion is up first. I'm sorry, I don't know why I threw that in like that. That's not the initiative at all.
Okay. Is this thing hostile towards us, or is it just like? I know we're in initiative, but technically, like, it just kind of steps out, right?
Yep.
So, I'm just gonna draw my weapon and just kind of hold for a second. Can you describe this creature, actually?
So basically, picture a very big-looking dragonborn, only completely made of fire and smoke, and wings kind of sprouting off of its back.
Okay. I'm gonna say, who are you? And just kind of hold my sword more in a defensive position than a hostile one.
All right. It looks at you and it hisses, and basically it opens its maw and a burst of fire comes out and stops right in front of your face. And just kind of you feel that heat of like getting too close to the fire, and then it kind of like bends down and starts to like look at you, the burning in its eyes.
Does it look like it's understanding me at all, or is it just being like kind of hostile?
It looked like it heard you, although
Okay.
the attack did no damage to you. Or I guess what the fire breath did no damage to you. Was that it for your turn? You're just gonna kind of stand and look at it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hold off. I'm still gonna have my weapon drawn and just kind of hold myself for a second because I'm not sure what to take of this.
All right, Gypsy rears up on her hind legs as a fire explodes in front of her. This fiery demonic creature erupts from the fire pit dirge, and it looks at Rion as Rion asks who it is, and a burst of flame kind of comes out precariously close to Rion, and then it just kind of like a trapped beast is like looking around and observing the room. What do you do?
Dirge ignites her sun sword and readies an action to attack this creature if it does anything vaguely aggressive. And she just kind of says, "You're free to leave if you wish. We'd rather not fight you, but we're not gonna just let you do what you wish."
All right. Does do you do anything with Gypsy, or do you just leave her kind of like right in front of the fire?
Gypsy will be kind of in front of it, but rotate to the side so that people can get access to it.
Gotcha.
I'll send you an image, by the way.
Cool. Gaia, what do you got going on?
she stood up and just not liking the prospect that this might turn into a fight, and she'll have drawn her sword, but it'll be hanging slack by her side, like it's in hand, but it's down, non-threatening manner. And she'll just, and she only has just one out, and so she'll say to this creature, like, "We have no quarrel with you. We are Earth, and we just want to rest. And a friend here is just trying to return something that belongs here. We, like I said, we have no quarrel. We mean no harm." And she will just, if it attacks or gets within range in a very threatening manner, she will defend herself or those around her if she has to. But that is all she's going to do, is ready in action with her sword just kind of hanging by her side in hand.
Gotcha. As you all kind of like ready your weapons, as your hands are kind of close to it, it looks at everyone again and it hisses in anger. It kind of drops down to like 3 legs, one of its arms like kind of out. You just hear the fiery billowing, like kind of blowing in the wind, this massive flame beast. It looks at you all and does a horrifying fire attack that kills everybody instantly. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on a second. I'm just, oops. I don't know what I see that as.
Need to do a saving throw for varying levels of death.
Yeah. It steps forward. As you all do, I imagine you're all kind of ready your weapons a little bit more, just like everyone's skittish. It gets really close to you, Dirge. You actually see it like looking at your sunblade, and claw kind of like reaches out to it like it's trying to figure it out, and then its eyes lock with Dragar. You see the red burning eyes of this creature, and it steps forward again, Dragar, and gets up right in your face and just takes this big sniff, and as it exhales, you're just engulfed in smoke, kind of coughing.
Sweet.
The whole entire room basically becomes obscured from this creature's exhale. What do you do?
All right. Dragar would have not reached for his weapon at this point. He would just be standing there in front of the fire dragon, and Dragar would look up, and as if the smoke didn't even bother him. And Dragar says, "I am Dragar Thunhammer. I am here to return this skull. It keeps giving me visions. What's it to you?"
What's it to you? It hisses at you again, angered that you're like speaking to it in such carelessness, and then you hear just raspy and almost it's almost hard to understand. You hear it look at you, Dragar, locking eyes with the skull, and says, "My knights, they have fallen into darkness."
Dragar would look up. Dragar asks, "Are you the lord of this manor?"
It nods.
And then at that point, Dragar would lower his head. Dragar says, we do not mean to trespass. We come with all respect. This skull has given me visions, and it tells me that it needs to come back here. That is the only reason we are here.
Save them if you can. Show them the light they have lost. And then he looks, and with that, he stands back, and his wings of fire just open up, and the entire room almost engulfed in flames. Everyone has to back up, or you would probably take damage, but I'm assuming that everyone just instinctively backs up as this thing gets large. And then
Bumps into the sarcophagus. Huh?
yeah, you do, and the sarcophagus actually starts to creak open. And then with that, the beast
She'll try and slam that shut if she can. Like,
the beast
no.
it rears up and then kind of taking to the air, it slams into the ground right in front of you, Dragar. And then back to darkness.
Woof. Dragar says that was crazy.
Gaia's like falls back into the sarcophagus. It starts to creep open, and then with every like frantic bit of energy she has left, she's just like holding it completely closed, like no.
Is that one of your long lost friends, Dragar?
Dragar says at least we're probably in the right place.
I'll slump down in front of the sarcophagus just to keep it closed so she can rest.
And with that, the room falls back silent. And if nobody does anything out of the ordinary, you get your short rest in uninterrupted.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, if nobody does anything uninteresting, well, if that's the case, then I gotta open up the sarcophagus because we can't have a short rest. No, this is Kurt's spot. What are you talking about? No, I'm completely joking, by the way, Chris.
How many hit dice can you spend in a short rest? At least in a short rest that's only an hour long.
All of them if you wish.
Wow. Okay.
So I have a feeling everybody's gonna be rolling those dice.
Dragar.
2, 3, 4. So that's another 12.
Alright, that helps a lot.
Alright, so I'm gonna wait until
can't even
people are finished rolling
I'm done now.
before I
Thank
start
you.
clicking on mine.
But now I can't fucking mark it into my goddamn character sheet because my keyboard's dead.
Yeah, I'll do it. What are you at?
86 now. Thank God, back to 86.
Another 11.
86.
Okay, let's get the other two going.
You get to add your con modifier, Mary,
Oh yeah, thanks.
for each hit die.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, because I'm nice, I'm gonna be playing Song of Rest. So guess what that means, guys? You get a D8, I believe, for every hit dice you spend. An extra D8. Let me
No, it's
double
just-
check.
It's just a flat hit die.
Oh, fuck.
If you do D8,
By spending one or more hit dice, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
it's not per hit die. It's just a flat amount.
Either way, that's pretty freaking
Yeah, it
awesome.
spends one or more hit dice. So,
Yeah.
I'll, Chris, if you don't mind changing that 86 to 113, I'll take that.
Yep.
I didn't realize you added your con modifier to hit dice as well.
Yeah,
thought it was
for
just
each-
straight.
for each one.
Cool.
Yours did automatically, Dan.
Oh, awesome then. We're good. Perfect.
But 80, add that extra 8 onto that.
Yeah, you can add another 8 onto that. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
And you just agree on. Dragar says, oh, that felt good. Good song. Good song.
Yeah, John plays a little ditty for everyone, then you feel that much more rested.
And Dragar would reawaken
After
with
this
craziness and
Hour
awesomeness.
nap. I will kind of come back to her senses and just stretch and like, oh yeah, I needed that. Oh, still a little sore, but you know, I think I feel like I live now. That don't seem too close.
All right, so you're all rested up. You all got your hit points back.
Yeah, can you save my token?
Your which
My dirge token. I updated it.
okay.
I'll make a gypsy token as well, but don't worry about that right now.
So okay.
You guys would all see Dragar still looking very stumped throughout this whole hour, trying to figure out exactly what the red demon dragon was trying to say. Yeah, Dragar's got a hard time with riddles. but he would be interested in continuing the mission or the quest to bring the dragon skull back to where he thinks it belongs, which is in some form of courtyard inside this mansion.
So, Gregor, I guess whenever you're ready to continue further, leads the way.
Drago, without saying anything, would just look to Rion and Durst to see if they were ready.
Yeah, let's head out of here.
Get all this muck and filth off me. Man.
So Drago will head back out into the main. Actually, there's a door from here, right?
So yeah, there's a door that you entered, and then the door up top, in the corner where Gypsy's standing.
I'll go that way.
All right, going that way, you open up a door, and tattered velvet drapes cover the tall, slender windows that encircle this parlor. The furnishings are covered with dust and cobwebs and lie in disarray. A damaged brass chandelier hangs from the ceiling, just barely on its hinges. It's covered with a faded mural that depicts a metallic dragon with colorful birds flying beneath white clouds. And reveal. You see basically right to your left, another door.
Okay, so we're kind of in the tower then right now?
Yep.
Drago would look to his companions and say, Drago thinks it makes sense that the courtyard would be right in the center. What do you think would be the fastest way there?
I have to imagine those stairs that lead upstairs would maybe look over it, or a tower might look over it. A high vantage point would help a lot.
Yeah, so Drago will head towards the stairs that Dirge pointed out.
So you're gonna go back out into the foyer and up the stairs?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody following closely behind?
Drago is pretty confident that there's not too much crazy stuff here. He's probably wrong, but he's pretty confident that they're reasonably alone in the castle. He believes that the demon dragon would have basically called the shots and all that shit. So he'd be walking around pretty confidently.
Hold on a second. Let me just move you guys all together.
Okay.
So you guys start climbing up the staircase, and what you see, obviously, is a balcony. That kind of two stone balconies flank this main foyer. You see more basically statues carved into the side of the wall that resemble knights in shining armor. They're supported elegantly by carved stone railings. Weapons and shields are festooned along the walls of each of these walkways, with more of these alabaster busts of handsome men flanking down the north and south side. At the west end of the balcony is an archway that leads up to a spiral staircase on both sides, and I'm going to ping you guys all where you're at in a second. Da-da. And you're now way up here.
Open to below.
Aha.
So Drago will continue around. Hopefully the group's following him and with him, but he'll go up and around.
Okay, and you're just going left, eastward. You see a door basically right in front of you down south, and then another door to your right towards the east. And obviously, as I'm revealing slowly, you can see that it kind of does like a little loop-to-loop.
Right. So yeah, I guess looking for the groups the following him, Drago would continue to the door and then open the door and through.
All right, and what you see next in this room
Sorry, excuse me.
is a wooden balcony that overhangs what looks like a chapel of some kind. It is exquisitely carved, and there's a Oh, sorry. There's an exquisitely carved wooden throne that rests basically right in front of this door, to your right as you walk in, and you see two archways that have these spiral staircases leading down. And if you were to peek over down the balcony, you would see what looks like some kind of chapel and a center altar down below, about 20 feet down. Hanging from the high ceiling of this chapel is another of these iron chandeliers, and the candle holders are shaped like tiny little dragons.
Are these massive chapel windows then?
They're not massive per se, and they're actually down below.
Okay. But are they glassed over or are they open to the outside?
They are stained glass that do obviously look like they open outdoors. And then obviously top and bottom, so north and south, you see these spiraling staircases that head down below to the chapel you would
imagine, right? So, Drager will continue into the balcony.
Okay.
Look to Dirge, Rion, and Gaia. Dragar says, I think if we were able to look through the windows of the chapel, maybe... I'm just trying to look for something I recognize from the vision. Then would he recognize anything from the vision yet so far?
You can do another insight.
All right, then I will. But I'm going to get huge scores, and you're going to be happy. There's a 9.
9. Still very fuzzy to you for some reason. Even the vision itself was like very jarring and kind of disorienting. It was basically like you're trapped in this dragon spirit and whipping through this mansion at a tremendous rate that Dragar could never really hope to move on his own. So all of it was very jarring and it was dark. So to really recall, it's kind of hard, but it all does seem vaguely familiar to you.
Dragar says maybe we'll get down to the chapel and I'll recognize something down there.
All right.
Can we recognize who this is a temple to?
Not from up there, but you do see a statue that if you were to go down, you might get a better look at.
I have to admit, Dragar, I'm not very well versed in all the surface deities, but it wouldn't hurt to look.
And Dragar says sounds good.
Oh, that's awkward. Give me like 2 seconds. I gotta grab my book. I realize that one of my tokens or my stat blocks have disappeared. So 2 seconds.
1, 2.
Not that I need a stat block. You guys aren't getting into any combats.
Yeah, I hate fucking going through shit like this. Strahd's castle might have ruined it all for me.
Yeah, I don't need any stat blocks or anything important or anything. You know, just your friendly NPC stat blocks. That's all.
Just NPC insight. Definitely not strength or attack or damage.
All right, so let me open up here. I don't know what happened to it. I clearly remember prepping this stuff.
20 ways to offend a deity.
Yeah. All right, so there's that. I'm going to put that there for now. And as you walk down this spiral staircase, don't keep your token so I can keep you grouped together and move you down. You're gonna see a couple things.
Oh yeah.
But not yet. You aren't. Ba-bum. All right. And what is this purple glowing?
Purple worm?
No, that's from me, Chris. No one else can see that, so you can ignore that. That's for my benefit.
Okay.
So.
All right. As you climb down, you see cracked wood pillars that support the balcony which you just came from. It's U-shaped, obviously, above you, the balcony that you're currently on. It overhangs this walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to the staircase that you find yourself curling down towards. You see, let me look here, a door to basically right when you come down, a door to the north right beside you, and there is an altar with a carving of a rising sun. There's tall arching windows that basically almost climb up most of the way towards the balcony, but are kind of cut just as the balcony falls short. So they're basically like 10-foot tall windows. One of them, now that you're down below, you can see is shattered, and you see colored glass all kind of splashed across the floor. And then you notice that it's quite foggy in here, and through the fog you see several armored figures all kneeling in front of the chapel. And I'll pull you down to where it is now.
It's kind of I don't want to say a shitty situation that we didn't get into a fight, but I rolled a really good initiative, and all you guys rolled a shitty one, but we didn't really need to get into a fight.
Well, to be fair, I always roll shitty on initiative.
It's going to be kind of awkward now that I think about it for Gypsy to kind of jimmy rig down this spiraling staircase. So I don't know how you want to deal with that, but I don't think she's going to be able to get down it.
Can you shift
walk
ping
downstairs?
where we just moved to?
Yeah, I will in a second.
Gypsy,
Okay.
jump to the lower level.
So I'll leave her out there.
Isn't Dragar gonna put her on his back and just walk her down?
Never fit through the stairway.
She is a skeleton. Or we could, like disassemble her and then reassemble her.
Oh no, Gypsy, are you okay?
She
with
is
this?
I love
skeleton
puzzles.
Lego horse.
Yeah, I think. What's the song? Everyone's connected to something. Yeah.
Never
anyway.
was very good at anatomy.
So, are these statues actually moving, or are you just moving them around to show where they are?
Sorry, I'm just moving them around because I didn't actually put them accordingly when I originally dropped them in here. But
so what happened to all your prep work, man?
Yeah, I didn't do any.
He's been sick.
That figures. You got distracted, didn't you?
All right, that looks about right to me. So yeah, you see these like armored figures, these like statue-looking figures kneel down in front of this altar.
I suppose if we tiptoe, they won't notice us. Or we can ask for directions.
You want to ask statues for directions? Guy, did you get hit by another lightning bolt again when I wasn't looking?
I mean, it sounds pretty in line with what she asks most of the time.
Well, the thing in the fireplace came. That creature looked nothing like no more than ghost. So maybe
Yes.
Huh?
You'd hear Dragar muttering, show them the light, show them the light, show them the light. And he'd just look confused.
I think I would interpret that as looking at Dirge and just going, sounds good.
I do have a player question to all the other players. Dirge, is your weapon out?
Yeah.
And is the light active? Okay.
Dirge
mine is also.
out, so yeah, it's lit.
Okay. My sword's also going to be out, and it's also going to be shedding light as well.
So I
don't have the light spell out. Yeah. Well, it's the same. Like mine's probably definitely being overshadowed. If I could speak, showered by Dirge's sun sword. But if I move off on my own, I will have my own light source.
Yep.
Because I think both me and you are the only humans. Or no, you have dark vision as well, right?
You're the only
Because
human.
we have a drow. Yeah. So I'm the only one that needs the light. So.
Dragar would be staring at the altar too, with the rising sun on it, and trying to put it all together.
And it's quite foggy in here, so the light maybe isn't shining as much as it normally would. But if you're basically, you see these figures just kneel down, unmoving. I'm just going to picture that everyone's still like nestled up in the staircase, kind of peeking out.
Well, Breon's actually going to step forward. see if he can kind of somewhat get a closer look of this. Like, I'm not stepping towards the statues. I'm just looking at the altar, looking at that symbol, and I would like to either make a history or religion check to see if I can figure out if I remember anything about that.
You would need to
Which
do
would you prefer?
a religion check, but being that you can't see it very clearly, it's kind of shrouded in the fog. It'll be at disadvantage unless you move closer.
Okay. Can I make the roll, and if I like roll really, really shitty, just basically kind of step forward and make the roll again?
Yep.
Would that be okay, or okay?
Yep.
Dude.
All right. So
Dirge will try to take
disadvantage.
A look as
All right.
17.
well.
17 is enough for you to know that that is a statue in the name of the Morning Lord.
What setting are we playing in again? Are we doing Forgotten Realms or?
Yep.
Okay.
I have no idea what setting Paylor's in.
Dragar will start walking towards the altar, I think, at this point.
What did Jagar do, sorry?
I think Dragar will start walking towards the altar slowly at this point.
Okay, so you start walking towards, I'm going to move you, say, around there.
Yep.
And suddenly, one of these statues kneeling completely disappears.
Just disappears.
Let's hope that you dispelled it and it did not go invisible.
Do you stop moving or do you move forward again?
I think Dragar would stop for a second and just be like, what the? And Dragar would look back to the group like, do you guys see that?
Did we see that, Chris? Or was it all just...
Maybe Dragar was moving forward, and as he points, did you guys see that? He points in one of the statues that were clearly there before. Now seems to be missing for some reason.
And then Dragar was
Is there something about...
Dirge, do you know how much do you know about the Morning Lord? I'm trying to remember myself if these statues have anything to do with him. With that, I would like to either I make a history check or aid Dirge in remembering / both me and him or me and her talking about the Morning Lord. See if we can. Yeah,
Dirge can make a recall on it if she wants to with advantage. Because we're both
sure.
talking
Yeah,
about
that's what I was trying to do basically.
The Morning Lord isn't exactly the most commonly worshipped deity in the Underdark. Let's see.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have rolled it, but I did it backwards because I'm the one getting +3. You guys get +0.
And what are you trying to recall about it?
Just any particular notions, any kind of...
I was making... Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Just basically any particular things that the Morning Lord is particularly kind of cares about, like if they're more about kind of destroying the undead, or if they're about doing good deeds, just any just basic dogma.
Basically, off the top of my head, I don't fully know, but the Morning Lord is definitely kind of their priests and clerics and whatnot are servants of light and doing good and vanquishing darkness, all that kind of jazz, all the stereotypical good paladin cleric stuff.
Paylor adjacent.
Yeah. And as you guys are discussing this, Rion, you get an incredibly cold feeling. Shiver instantly goes down your spine.
Okay. Is it just from a certain direction, or is it just like my whole body, or...
Seems right, like it kind of like almost like a tingling down your spine right behind you as you're looking at this statue.
I will immediately turn around and be like...
And when you do turn around, you're met with the face
go ahead.
of a man that almost kind of looks silverish blue, and you can mostly see through him, and he's decked out in this armor, and he has a long sword basically held above. And then with a thrust of his sword, you just feel it coming down on you. And he strikes you for 5 damage.
Is it any particular type of damage, or is it just like straight up 5 slashing or
Force.
force? Okay.
All right. With that said and done, everyone should probably roll initiative.
I was gonna say Drager would have taken another step forward, but I will roll initiative.
You know, I feel like I was right about that whole invisibility thing. Oh well.
My initiative is 8, Chris. I can't change it.
I think I
Yeah,
can.
I'll fix it.
Dang. High rolling tonight.
Oh, snap.
Got that 15 on the die.
Got this. You got this.
Gaia, did you
Yeah?
forget to click on your token?
Did I? I have her highlighted.
Yeah, because it's. Oh, you don't. You're not rolling from a character sheet. That's why.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You can
So I
make.
don't
There's an
see you.
initiative
Oh,
macro.
I
you
want a
can make.
dexterity check. No wonder it didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
okay.
we go. I pressed
Yeah,
the wrong button.
I want you to keep that 22.
Well, if Chris lets me have it, I'll be happy to keep it because it's the same
Yeah,
bonus.
you can have the 22. I don't care.
Woo! Danke.
He's like, I don't mind. Yeah, I'm gonna need it anyway.
Yeah, y'all gonna
I'm
need
gonna die anyways.
Right.
Sure, let Gaia jump into action, get herself swarmed and stabbed.
All
Make her a
right.
pin cushion of force.
Da-
Gaia, I'm gonna send you a message on Facebook. Okay.
Excellent.
If I can find you on Facebook. I like my friends list just shows like 30 people I'd never talk to above you for some reason. There we
Right.
go.
They used to let you like favorite people so like they show up a little higher on the list.
Yeah, can I like
And
MySpace
now
it
it's
up?
like kind of been random where it's like,
Can I MySpace it up and have like my tier list, like the A team?
yeah.
Rion, as you're struck by this creature, you almost feel like a separating of your body. And as 1 minute you're looking into this like ghostly knight's face, the next moment you're on a battlefield. And you are not yourself. You are a knight yourself fighting this figure. And he is just
Snaps.
in disarray as he's like fighting you off the best he can. And you can see him panicking. And as you look around, you see that you're decked out in this dark armor. You look around and you see that there are many people also in the same ornate armor that you are also wearing, and they're just slaying these knights with the crest of the Morning Lord in them. And this man that stands in front of you, he too adorns the crest of the Morning Lord, and he's just fighting you back. And then he falls down, and you feel yourself stab this long sword right through him. And then the man in front of you, you snap back to the chapel, disappears again. You hear the voice of him just like screaming in agony or fear. Gaia, you're up first, and nobody else knows what Rion knows yet, although obviously he can still speak as a free action.
Other than maybe his I've been hit potential reaction.
Are you asking me if in my
No.
is he making
That's the
sounds,
fact,
or-
like, this is me kind of identifying what Gaia heard saying, like, where it's like she may have not heard or what Chris had just told you, but like, would she have like known that you were hit? Like,
Yeah, you would
have
hear
reacted like
you
that.
would hear the damage be done to Rion, and all you see is a ghost appearing in front of him,
Okay.
slashing him, and then the ghost yelling out in like pain and disappearing.
Okay. Man, this feels Fable all of a sudden. And if I'm correct, ghost count is undead. Yeah? Yeah.
Most
Say
of the
again,
time, yeah.
She is going to turn, blah, 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 blah. Turn unholy. So, within 30 feet of her, creatures must make a wisdom save. DC 15. If they fail it, they have to flee.
All right, you gotta give me a couple seconds here to roll a buttload of wisdom saves, but let me do that. Okay, I'm gonna just color code which ones fail. 15, you said?
DC 15, yes.
All right.
And
So
15
far,
feet or 30?
30 feet.
That's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
much everything here.
All undead within 30 feet of moi. For 1 minute, they must use their turn if they fail to move as far away from me as possible. They cannot will themselves within 30 feet of you. And I believe the effect ends when they are hit.
yep, that sounds about right to me.
So
Okay.
Gaia will, like, as she's kind of positioning herself close to Rion, or at least on another side of him, she'll make mention. It's like, look for the ones who do not run, and target them first. And she will go into her prayer to hopefully make them all flee.
I just rolled amazing. So all the ones with red on them are basically look like they are about to run away, or do they actually use their reaction to run away?
I believe it's their turn.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Their
turn
action.
creatures must use their turn to move.
Okay.
So yeah, their turn.
So what does that look like as you cast this turn unholy?
Green flame.
Yeah, she. Goodness, she doesn't have the amulet thing with her. I was going to start flavoring things with that, but I could see her just kind of hand to her tunic as she just kind of drops her eyes for a moment, and then utter some prayers to Paler. Something Paler with this, make them run in fear, and she'll kind of open her eyes, and this energy just kind of ripples through the room as these creatures are now, oh shoot. Well, the ones that failed anyways are like, oh shoot!
Absolutely. And yeah, you blast out this energy, and you just like a kind of like an aura shoots out from across you in this entire room, and you see that now these once you figured statues all stand up, and three of them you see these ghostly knights. Basically, they look like kind of lackey soldiers. All the ones with the red look at you in horror, and they all just start screaming simultaneously. However, standing closest to the aura are these three heavily armored, massive longsword wielding, like paladin looking creatures, and they too start to stand up. And then I forgot that I was going to give everybody a break, so let's take a quick 2-minute bathroom break, and then we'll start the fight after that.
Talk.
So yeah, go run, get a drink, go to the bathroom, and then we'll play for like another hour, and then call it a night. I, however, don't think I'm gonna get a drink because I already had one.
Get caught.
I don't need drinks. I drink the tears of my players.
You will fucking die of thirst tonight, my friend.
That sounds very salty, actually.
I'm a salty person.
Salty
So-
sea dog.
I heard you earlier say that Rion could talk out of initiative as a free action.
Yeah, for the most part, as long as
Yeah,
you're
'cause-
not like getting crazy and interrupting everyone's turn, but everyone's allowed to talk.
Okay, so if Dragar has the opportunity to yell something out far before his turn, right?
Yes.
As long as you're not filibustering. Nobody likes filibusters.
Yeah.
Just start reading the monster manual page by page.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay.
There's no rule against this. We need a 2/3 vote to overrule.
You can definitely speak.
Okay.
Keep in mind that like each turn is supposed to be 6 seconds though, so basically what you could say in that amount of time.
Were we able? No, absolutely. Were we able? Did we originally see the characters with the red dots when we first walked into the room?
They look like kneeling statues to you. But when
Were they kneeling around the three giant statues?
kneeling around the altar that I believe everyone, because I'm imagining that Dirge and Rion were talking out loud, discovered that is an altar dedicated to the Morning Lord, who is primarily a good deity.
Okay, so I know I didn't ask this in game, so you don't have to answer me at all. But did it look like they were all worshiping together, or did it look like there were two separate groups of people?
For the most part, it looked like they were all kind of homies, just praying.
Okay.
It's a bit strange. The god dedicated to the fighting of undead has undead followers.
Would probably seem a little peculiar.
Just saying that maybe it would be well advised that we end their own life, perhaps. Perhaps that would please Lathander.
Yes, Lathander would not be upset by the slaying of undead usually. I think everyone's back though. Mary said she's back, so I don't think anyone else went. Is Chester here? Or Chester go? Chester might have went.
Chester's maybe possibly here.
Chester's here. Don't talk bad about
out
him.
there.
All right.
So don't talk bad. All right.
We're gonna start then, and yeah, Gaia, summoning her holy might of Pelor, explodes with an aura of holy unturning as the room feels this force. 3 of the 6 that you can see look like they're terrified and agonized by what Gaia just did. The next to act, I wish I would have rolled from the token, because now I just got to keep track. That's really going to be a pain in the butt. I'm just going to do it that way. One of these big paladin-looking suckers in this mighty kind of plate mail turns, looks at you, Dragar. You see it pick up its long sword. It kind of just drags against the concrete, the stone of this temple, and it walks towards you. You see on its chest not only the symbol that is on the altar that you now know as the Morning Lord, but also kind of etched throughout the chest plate is a dragon. This knight, we're going to call him a dragon knight, lifts up his giant long sword, which is probably like double the size of you, and he's going to swing it at you, Dragar, with a tremendous force.
Dirge will block it.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
All right. Dirge steps in, shield raised. The long sword crunches against it, sparks fly, and you feel the might of this creature, very tangible, very powerful, slam into your shield, probably denting it a little bit. It winds up again, basically coming from underneath now, and it's going to swing once more at Dragar, this time rolling a 22.
Little hit.
He's mathing it up. He's like 20 a lot.
Yeah, I don't actually have tokens for these guys, so I have to do it all in my head, and that kind of sucks.
My head, zombie.
And Dragar, you take a grand, super nice total of, holy crap, 23 slashing damage.
Those max damage rolls, pretty much.
Yep. At least I rolled it in front of you.
At least I blocked one, right?
So, bam, clunk of the shield. You just kind of take this moment because, Dragar, you were completely convinced that nothing would be hostile in here. Yet, here's this dragon knight standing before you trying to slay you. And as you're thinking this, he comes underneath and slams you right in the gut with his massive longsword. And you, too, are sent to another world. You're sent to the battlefield. And here, you see these dragon knights fighting against none other than Strahd's army. Just like you've seen outside of Brez, and that's where you actually are. You look back and you see Brez is still intact, and these dragon knights are trying their best to fight, but failing terribly. The battle is almost over, and they're all but slayed, and you see that some of them actually have to retreat, and they all start retreating to this manor where you again see this towering, injured silver dragon kind of looking over the manor, and behind these desperate knights, there's only maybe 20 of them left, facing over 100. They look back and they see the marching army of Strahd climbing up the mountainside. Then you snap out of it, and you realize you're in the heat of battle. Next up, we have Ghosty. The one that struck you, Rion, materializes back into form, and he's still screaming in horror. And with that, he charges at you again, Rion, rolling over a 20 to hit. And damage is, let me see, this is such a pain in the ass to do without tokens. I should have, I don't know how this happened, but deal with it. You take 10 more force damage as he slams into you again, this time staying in his spirit form right in front of you. Rion, you're now up. And again, you're sent to this kind of thing. Each time these things strike you, they're telling a tale. And this time they're inside of the castle that you currently find yourself in, although it's still intact. And you hear them retreating, and bursting through the door is the army, this black, we're just going to call it Strahd's army. They burst in through the foyer, and you see this guard kind of climb up the staircase and look down as his brothers are being slain. What do you do?
First thing that I'm going to do is say, Dragar, didn't the fireplace demon thing say something about saving its knights? And with that, like...
Dragar says yes.
How do you think we can do that? And meanwhile, I'm kind of like fighting this thing that's in front of me, but not really trying to injure it. Like, I'm still going to roll an attack, but it's more like I'm focusing on the conversation and just like doing swordplay. Actually, I'm going to take the dodge action. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
I
like it.
And let's see. I'm going to, as both me and Dragar are talking, I'm going to actually slip a few words of encouragement to him, considering how he has one of these massive knights standing right in front of him. So you now have bardic inspiration.
Sweet.
But I do pose the question of how can we, or how do you think we should go about that? Do you think maybe putting the dragon skull on the altar?
And yeah, Dragar would agree that that's probably the best course of action. And Dragar says, I will try to get there as soon as I can.
All right. Dirge
Okay,
is up next. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, just really quick, out of character, I'm asking. I'm not saying like you should do that or anything. Like, I'm kind of throwing ideas out there, saying like, hey, maybe this is a possibility as dogs come running through.
Hellhounds burst through the spiral staircase behind you.
As long as they attack the ghost things, that's fine. I'm cool with hellhounds.
All right. Through. Either way, though, is that your turn?
Yes.
Dirge, you're now up, and you see these what you can only feel like are ghosts spring into action. One starts engaging Rion, and although he tries to parry with his sword that he has, the creature has landed 2 strikes on him, and then obviously the hulking paladin Dragon Knight in front of Dragar just hit him for a tremendous amount of damage, even with your attempt to help him. What do you do?
Yeah, Dirge kind of sees the situation, and she kind of looks to Dragar. Regardless of how we do it, we need to put them to rest, be it with a blade or with your skull. So just be mindful. And she would just raise her blade and swipe down on this creature twice.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Your AC for these guys are 16 for everybody. The small guys are 16.
All right.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
The first attack's only an 11.
11 does not slay.
The second one is fuck. These damage rolls are just asinine. The second attack is a 26 to hit, which does 9 radiant damage to it.
9 radiant damage. All right. Let me write that in.
You just see her kind of awkwardly fumble, trying to dodge Rihanna, and the second time she barely grazes the arm of the creature.
Yeah, and as you do, you slice into it, and it howls out in pain and calls you a demon. It actually speaks, a demon of the devil. And it yells that you dare disgrace the master's keep. You will be sent back to the darkness where you came.
Your existence as an undead monstrosity is profane to your deity.
That's it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Next up is another one of these hulking paladins. It turns around Gaia, and between the altars, you see it start to move through the fog. A thud of its footstep as it comes.
No!
You hear
No!
the chain
No!
stomp.
Back!
Stomp. Its longsword readies up, and then with more speed than you're expecting, it charges in and rolls a natural 20.
I said no!
She did say no.
She did say no. It says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. My apologies," and retorts its crit. You take a total of holy crap-a-moly.
Come on, I just that beautiful hour power nap and maybe a curse not expected of Gaia coming out of her mouth as she is just pissed and in pain. Once again, reminded of her mortality.
Slammed into the side.
But she stays on her feet.
I
So
think you're
that's
not having another nap.
32 damage, I believe. And this sword that it hits you with is no longer really sharp, so it literally hits you in the gut, and you hear a cracking of your ribcage, and it lifts you straight up to the air, and then kind of like an overhand swing slams you into the ground with its blunt.
How do you fear my buddies?
And then it readies up for its second attack.
Aw, dang. Is she prone?
No, I'm just flavoring it. You instantly crawl back up as you try to like space yourself away from it, and it comes charging in again, slamming into the ground. Stone kind of breaks forth, and you're hit with this kind of dust as it just narrowly like strikes in between your legs. And as it does that, you too are sent to a different vision. Only this time, you're in the tower, this mansion that you currently find yourself in, and it's all but destroyed. And you look around, and all of these dragon knights, just like the one that is fighting you, and all of the knights that are kind of surrounded you, they're all slain. And there's a couple kind of crawling, praying for their lives as these dark minions of Strahd kill and slay the last remaining kind of soldiers left in this with no regard, no mercy, just right to the blade. You see them all die, and then Strahd himself walks up in front of you, and you look, and you're dressed in the same kind of armor that they are. And then, with no mercy, Strahd stabs you right in the throat. And then you snap back out. And you are looking at the Dragon Knight that's trying to kill you. Next up is a terrified one. And this guy's like, oh shit, I'm scared of Gaia like crazy. And he's just going to straight up jump out the window. And he's gone. I guess he doesn't really, technically he's a ghost.
I guess you got this.
He actually just like goes through the wall. You see him completely go through the wall and run away, and he does so forever until like a long time, right? Like a minute.
Yep.
So Dragar, you basically witness all this. Gaia get taken down by one of these massive dragon knights. Another one run in fear. One's in front of you trying to strike you. What do?
Dragar would just look around confused, like he realized the fire dragon had said that its knights had fallen, but Dragar would have never thought in this kind of disarray. Dragar would yell to his group, Dragar says defend yourself, but try not to kill them. I think we can turn them back and they might fight for us. And then taking, I'm sure, Dragar's going to rage.
Okay.
Using bonus action. And then Dragar's going to run to the altar. I'm sure taking 2 opportunity attacks, but he's doing it anyway.
Okay. That's some bold moves, Cotton. Let's see how it pays out for you.
One.
The first
yell
one.
no, Dragar. Just yell no.
The first one, whoosh, right over your head. You feel it kind of slam into the altar, or the pillar behind you. The other one readies his other attack, coming in low, and you like basically do a dwarven barrel roll and jump right over it.
Woo! Okay, so as I'm in the mid-air, Drager's like, woo! And awesome land, gets to the altar, hopefully. Drager will stand. But no, Drager will look at the altar really quick to see if he can see anything. Any story engraved into it, anything at all that would help him figure the next move out.
You see like a basic prayer to the Morning Lord, something along the lines of always follow the light and vanquish the darkness, something along the lines of that. A very typical kind of prayer to
Okay.
Lothander.
Drager will stand on the altar.
Okay.
And while Drager is standing on the altar, he will face all of the revenants and all of these crazy undead. And Drager will... Drager says, we are not part of the evil. We are here to show you the light. We are here to reinstate you as the knights of this manor. And so that you can properly worship your Morning Lord. And Drager will hold the skull of the dragon high above his head, and in the back of his head, he's kind of hoping for the best. But he's trying to convince them that he's not evil. He's not there to fight them. He's here to help them.
All right. Do you want to do any kind of roll, or are you just gonna?
I'm just gonna pretend that Drager is cool enough that he doesn't need to roll.
Oh shit!
Okay, I respect that.
He takes a 20. He takes a 20.
Shots fired.
You basically do that, and as you turn around and look at these, everything kind of stands still momentarily. The two remaining ghost knights, they disappear through the walls. You look at the dragon paladin, I'm going to call it, that's kind of standing right here. He's down on a knee still. He slowly rises up, and he looks at the dragon skull momentarily, almost as if it seems familiar to him. And then fiery red in his eyes as he too thrusts his massive long sword right towards Dragar. The first one missing, and then I believe
Can I possibly put myself at disadvantage to take a hit from the first strike while I'm trying to put the dragon skull on his head?
Yeah, you can do whatever you like. It still misses impressively.
All right.
But one attack does come through as you just... This Dragon Knight hit you for another 11 damage right in the gut.
Cool.
Again, the sword doesn't cut you.
Can I
It's so
stick the
blunt.
dragon skull on his head?
If you want to.
Does it shine with bright lights and change him into a good knight and start fighting for us?
No.
Oh. Well, then I don't need to do that.
You kind of put it on its head momentarily, like a little peekaboo kind of thing, and as you lift it back up, red glowing eye Dragon Knight still looks pissed off as ever at you.
Okay.
You cast Jazz Hand. It's not very effective.
Gaia, you're back up, and you got your hands full with a undead paladin in front of you.
Oh yeah, and she's like, "Stabbity stab, yo!" And please, ooh, that's not too bad. Good job, good job. We're also gonna have a smite go with that. So, 17 points of damage coming with the one blow and her offhand. 17 to hit, which I think hits. Yeah.
The big knights themselves, 17 does not hit.
Darn, but the 28 does, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
28 also.
Durham, right? But yeah, all right. But 17 points of damage going through, with 7 of it being lightning.
Okay.
That's just like, I said no.
All right, you slam into it for 17. I guess I don't need to do any kind of crazy thing like that.
Kill me.
Heck. Try that again. Here we go. Bardic Inspiration Dragar has. No one forget that. And we're back up to the top one, which is fighting you, Dragar. It almost like slamming into the pillar. It doesn't actually follow you. It actually starts marching forward, almost like it doesn't really have it just attacks what's in sight. And that happens to be either Dirge or Rion. So we're going to see really quickly who it sees. And that is Rion.
I do have the dodge action, just a reminder, so you
Yep.
can do disadvantage.
So disadvantage first attack is doesn't matter. He definitely missed on the second attack. Because you're dodging, you hear it coming, you hear the clunking of this big armor, and then just instinctively you get this feeling to move. And as you do, slamming into the stone beneath you is this creature's massive sword. It's going to, again, try to strike again. And you duck underneath it, kind of spinning as you do so. And both of the strikes miss because of your, and only because of your dodge action. The ghost also in front of you, it's going to try to attack. Disadvantage. Gracie?
18.
18. Let me check this guy's plus modifier. I don't think it hit you.
He gets a
18.
plus -8.
-8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From what?
I don't know. That's what his character sheet says, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He hit you, even at disadvantage. And you take...
Okay.
Let me roll it. 1d8 plus 3. And that was the first strike. Second strike is a miss because you're dodging. And as he hits you again, kind of a reoccurring theme here, you're sent to another kind of vision, and you start piecing it together that it's these creatures' memories. And they're all slain throughout this mansion that you find yourself in. Time kind of passes. You just literally get like this montage of time quickly passing and the manor aging and the bodies just slowly rotting away. But then one day, a faint glow appears from one in a throne room. It looks like perhaps one of the leaders. And then his body animates back to life with a fiery redness in his eyes. You snap back out and you're up.
I don't want to do this because that means I'm going to be taking damage, but you never said how much damage I was taking, so.
Oh, sorry, 9.
Okay. 24. All right. So with that, yeah, Brion's going to attack the ghost right in front of him, and at the same time, I'm going to be telling Dirge, attack the one behind me. I can't take them both at the same time. And does sneak attack still work on undead, right?
Yep.
Okay. So.
This ain't no 3.5 nonsense.
Yep.
Whew. That gets it done.
24 hit.
Sure does.
And does a 23 hit?
Not that. No,
and the sword is magical?
Yep, so you hit purely and true.
Okay.
So it's a total of... we determined that you don't get sneak attack both times. So...
Yep, I shouldn't have rolled that second one. Sorry.
It's okay. So 9, 6... All right, you lunge in with 2 quick attacks, and because of your magical sword, they find purchase on this creature. And I believe... No, he's still alive. He momentarily kind of phases out of existence as you like literally slash right through him, but then like the kind of ethereal mist pulls him back together as it looks at you with like utter hatred. Dirge is now up. And also on mute.
Cast unmute. Dirge kind of looks to him and she says, I'll get him right off you. And she just kind of lunges forward, trying to just stick him with the blade.
Stick him with the pointy end.
With the pointy end. All right, that's good. The 24 and a 19 to hit.
Both get it done. The big guys have an AC of 18.
Yeah, I'm attacking the weaker ghost first.
Oh,
does the
okay.
strike kill it with the 16 damage?
16 damage does not actually kill these things. They're pretty formidable, and they seem well trained. Although it takes them an incredibly long time, you actually think that you do slay it. It basically poofs into a smoke, but then as you like basically call it a kill, it phases back in, and you can see it like kind of like a static television fading in and out as you have bloodied this creature.
And then with her second strike, she'll try to finish it off with the 19, which does 17 more radiant damage.
Poof! It phases and is gone for good.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up is the big one in front of you, Gaia. I almost lost track there. Good thing I didn't. First attack is a miss, as long as your AC is not 14, which I know by now it shouldn't be. Second attack, also a miss, impressively. And I picture it as just this thing. It basically is just like lifting its sword up and slamming into the ground, and you kind of like falling back and avoiding it. And then it does it again, and you fall back into the ground, and it's basically just like trying to chop towards you as you're moving back.
You almost got the idea of no.
Next up is our good buddy Dragar. Guy's just saying no as it keeps coming forward.
I almost have the idea of no. It's really slow, so we can focus that.
Dragar's starting to get pretty pissed off. You know, he's raging, and he's like, he doesn't understand why nothing's working so far. And he'll take another survey of the room, and he'll definitely take a look at the windows, and he'll look at the window that's smashed, and he'll see if the window's smashed from the inside or the outside.
It's just hard to tell, but it's smashed.
Is it allowing more light in?
You know from your time in Barovia that light is kind of a weird thing, but I guess a little bit. By no means is like sunlight coming in, but you would see coming from there that it is a little bit brighter, I guess.
Dragar, can you lend us some help over here?
Dragar will, because he's upset, Dragar will run over and remind Dirge and everybody else that he said, hey, try not to fight the guys, and, you know, try not to kill everybody. We're supposed to turn them into good things again. And since he's pissed off at everybody, he'll just smash the thing with the two-handed warhammer.
All right.
For 19 damage. Or for 19 to hit, and then for 7 damage.
You do realize that you'll be leaving the one that you're currently engaged with. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
It'll provoke an opportunity attack?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, it swings. That is a 19 to hit?
I have a 19.
All right, so then it does so. And you take another... Come on. Why you gotta do me like this? Take another 12 half damage because it is doing just bludgeoning straight up.
Okay.
So 6 damage. And then you hit the creature that is trying to slam into Rion, and you do actually damage it for a total of 7 damage. Although as you do so, you hit the armor, and this armor is built incredibly well. And although you do find purchase, you get the sense that didn't really hurt that much.
Okay, and then Dragar, before his second attack, will yell, maybe somebody has a light spell or, you know, something like that, and he'll hammer down and on another one for a 12th attack. That
does nothing. It just bounces off the armor.
All right, and then he'll stand there questioning and staring like,
You do realize that both me and Dirge are radiating light, right?
Yeah, just looking for a little bit of help here.
Dragar?
Okay. It comes up behind you, Dragar. Hatred burning in its eyes. And it actually calls you the devil Strahd itself. And he says that he will slay you and bring back the light that you have taken from the land. And it strikes twice, both missing.
He's willing out to understand no.
Gaia, you know.
Gaia responds to Dragar as like, they're clearly not at rest at the Dragar. They are angry. We need to put some out.
We can't change the undead into the living. That's blasphemous.
And she will strike true with a 20 and
Yes.
blow another spell for 12 points of lightning. So that would be 21 points of damage total. And her offhand scores an 18.
She does have advantage from Drago.
Oh heck yes!
True.
It makes that 22.
18 hits anyways, though. I think I said that's her
Okay.
AC.
It could
But-
crit though. But
Yep.
Okay.
And what's the other damage? Sorry. 25.
The first was 12 points of lightning with 9 points of piercing for a total of 21. And then we'll go with the second one. It's the higher one for 3 more piercing from her offhand
Okay.
attack.
So yeah, you retort back to this creature and start going on the offensive, kind of dodging around. You're much quicker than it, and you're just like stabbing into this creature. And although you're finding purchase and like gaps in the armor, the creature shows no pain. You know that you're hitting it. You know that it's not resisting it. But these things are very. They have a lot of fortitude. We're gonna say, as it doesn't seem like you've hurt it that much.
Fair enough. It's lightning resistant, isn't it?
It resisted your lightning attack that you did not do. Rian, were you dodging again? I don't think you were you? No, 'cause you
No, I
attacked.
attacked.
Regardless,
Yep.
I rolled terribly, and you are able to dodge this slow, hulking creature as his big blade slams into another one of the pillars and basically explodes it. And now you're up.
Okay. This is going to seem a little goofy and a little funny, but I'm going to try to do this anyways. What I would like to do now, if I can't do this, then I'll do something else. But I would like to hold my action and wait for this creature to attack me again. But when I do, like, act like he stabs me and falls down, basically doing a play acting. I would like to do a perform check on doing this, and then once he thinks I'm dead, like, turns his focus on anybody else, I would get up and kind of like stab him in the back. So
Okay. Interesting. Basically, what you can do is, if it hits you, then you can perform, right? Or maybe if it doesn't even hit
I'm
you.
asking you.
Yeah.
This is your shindig, man. Like whatever
Yeah, so
you say goes. This is what I would like to do.
You can perform right now and act like you got hit.
Yeah. I guess technically, go ahead and perform and act like you got hit, because this thing technically is
Okay.
moving forward and swinging at you. I knocked my headset off.
Okay. And then I will roll. Hopefully epic. Oh shit. 14. Man, it's not bad.
Legendary.
Mucho epic.
You know what? Does that? Well, shit. I can't know that. Screw it. I will spend a point of inspiration to re-roll that, or roll it at advantage. There we go. 28. I'll go with that.
All I gotta say is you're lucky that skill checks don't have anything to do with crits, because that guy critted on his insight, but your modifier still blows his out of the ballpark. So yeah, you it lunges forward and you swing, and basically, even though it misses, you do the old like sword to the armpit kind of trick, as you act like it completely guts you, and then you fall down to the ground. And
Strangely, it's your sword that's impaled you, not his.
yeah, the creature, as you fall to the ground, you look like hoping that it doesn't actually attack you while you're prone, because that would be really disadvantageous. But it stops attacking you when you fall down prone to the ground, and focuses its attention on Dirge.
Do you want to wait until it's turn for me to attack? Because I would like to stay like this until he like kind of shifts his focus on someone else, and then hop up and attack him. Or do you want? I'm completely fine with me just falling down and waiting until my next turn and then get up and attack.
So what I'm going to say is
completely fine with
that was your action to do that, but next turn, since it completely discards you as dead, you can have advantage on your next attack.
Okay.
Does that sound
Even though
fair?
I'm getting it from Dragar now.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that,
All
because
right.
Dragar may move and run off like he always does. So But as my dying monologue, I'm gonna say, "Gaia, avenge me," and then, and with that, burn another inspiration. So,
All right. Dirge is now up.
Dirge kind of glances at him critically. She was pretty sure he dodged that attack, but I mean, he is pretty frail. Like, he's just a bard. And she kind of gasps, "I'll avenge you!" And she'll try to just club this creature over the head as hard as she can. And let's see how inspired she is with that. 25 to hit.
Yep.
And 21 to hit.
Yep.
And apparently the first strike is way weaker than the second one. That's a total of 12, 27, 33 damage, all radiance on this ghostly creature. As this kind of ghost creature kind of acknowledges the defeat of Rion, Dirge just clubs him right across the cheek and then overhand slams it right into the top of his ghostly skull.
Can you ring the helm of this paladin's armor, denting it in? Normally that would kill pretty much any mortal man, but for whatever reason, this creature stands seemingly unmovable in front of you.
And Dirge sees her companion collapse down dead and moves over his unconscious body,
All right.
unaware that he is totally not dead.
Yeah, the 28 is a pretty damn high, so it probably looked pretty good.
She got a 6 on the inside, so she believes it.
Yeah, it's probably horrifying to you. You got just the right view. The one fighting Gaia is up next, and as you see Rion get absolutely slayed and
Dirge will
vanquished.
block the first attack.
Oh my gosh!
All right. That is a 15, which is a miss. And
Oh, you're saved.
the second attack is definitely a hit.
Thank you, Judge. And ow!
Yep. Ow is right as it hits you again. For
Oh my god, what's with these max damage rolls over here?
Well, yeah, as guys like, thank you, Judge, and just this crack has probably another rib just gets busted. A bunch of ribs get busted, and she's just like, oh shit.
Thank goodness you have a bunch of ribs, right?
Yeah, right. She
Give you extra.
takes a knee, just like, but she's she's
Next.
still upright.
As you're basically completely decked and you start to see stars, you again get another one of these visions. You are actually in one of these Dragon Knights' body, basically. And you look around as you're in this throne room and see that you have been slain and all of your knights have been slain, but for whatever reason you're alive, and all you feel is hatred. And then you have a realization. You have this feeling that like you need to check on somebody. And this man runs into another room and sees another man with long kind of flowing white hair, dead, slain across the table. And he yells out in absolute horror and hatred as he apparently, you would discern just by the emotions that you're feeling, cared about this man a whole lot. And now he lays dead in front of you, and he looks at his own kind of hands. He sees a reflection of himself in the mirror, and what you see is this horrifying undead visage of what this man once used to be. And then again, you snap out and are facing off against one of these Dragon Knights. Next up is Dragar.
So yeah, Dragar's just going to continue to smash into this guy now. And he's just going to scream, you know, like, Dragar says, as long as you believe this is the only way to put an unrest spirit to rest, then fine, we'll kill them. And Dragar smashes for an 18.
18 just barely hits.
All right, so that's 15 damage.
All right.
And then he'll hit again for 24.
Definitely a hit.
And that's 11 damage. So that's 26 damage to that guy.
Yeah, I got it now. I have the handy-dandy calculator ready now, so I don't have to mental math. Again, 2 strikes as Dragar gives into the rage now. Whatever he was trying didn't seem to have any effect. He's not sure why. You're probably quite confused as the vision that you had, like you just have this feeling that this is not right. These Dragon Knights, servants of the Thunder, They shouldn't be filled with so much hatred, but nonetheless, you don't know what to do. They're attacking you. They're slaying your friends. You just witnessed Rion get killed, so it feels like there's nothing else to do but go on the offensive, and you just into the back of this creature, slam as hard as you can twice, denting the armor. Leaving an opening behind you, though, as the other one that's attacking you charges forth and hits twice. Probably isn't going to feel super good. Total of 39 damage halved. So whatever that is, I'm bad at mental math.
It's 19. It's 19. I got it.
All right. You are sent to La La Land again. I'm sorry to keep doing this to you guys, but next, you see the rise of all these creatures. They're once dead. These knights defeated. They all start to rise and turn into these undead knights, and they all climb to the top of this tower, their wrecked mansion, and they see a silver dragon slain, its head cut completely off, and they all cry out Argenvolst as they are absolutely destroyed and filled with hatred. The next thing you see is this undead army marching towards Ravenloft, the castle which you've already found yourself at before. They apparently are going on the offensive once more. You feel the hatred. They hate Strahd more than anything in the world, and they will not stop until he is slain, until he's paid for what they've done. And then you snap out of the vision, and Gaia is up.
Gaia, kind of recovering from her own vision and trying to catch her breath. Just kind of look at this thing. It's like, kind of having some pity for it in a way, but it's like, we're just going to put you hopefully at rest here by putting you out of your undead misery. She will, with all her might, swing and throw in. It's a D6 inspiration? Or a D8?
D8.
It doesn't really matter because I just need an extra one. But yeah, so 21 to hit with.
Do you realize you have advantage from Dragar, right?
No, I forget. Hey, I like that roll a lot better. If I can hand wave the Bardic, I'm sorry, I forget that Dragar, because usually he's so far away, and so. But yeah, 27 to hit with just a measly 6 points of damage because she's going to use her bonus action to healing word on herself. But yeah, only 6 points of piercing will happen in this attack. You are muted, sir.
Go. Awkward. You stab through the armor. You feel it go into its fleshy bits, and pull your sword out. There's no blood on the end of your sword, though. And again, this towering, indomitable force stands before you. Two others, and as you look around, it seems like these creatures just will not go down. All your attacks seem to, even though you're damaging them, don't hurt them. Next up is the one that is fighting, and now that it has killed 100%, has definitely, without a doubt, slain Rion. It will direct its rage towards you, Gaia, as it again calls you a servant of the devil. You will pay for what you have done, and it hits for. Go ahead.
Would it be Gaia or Dirge?
Sorry, I meant to say Dirge. I don't know who I said, but
okay.
I'm like, man, Gaia's taking it tonight.
I meant to say, sorry, Dirge. And it rolled a 24 to hit. I'm assuming you don't have any kind of crazy tricks up your sleeve to stop that?
Give me 1 second here. The Bardic Inspiration is a D8, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, God, a 24. I have to get a 6 or higher. No, I'll take it.
And then the next one is a 26 to hit.
Oh, well, in hindsight. All right.
Double attack as you take. Ooh, there you go. 2 more strikes again pounded into the armor. You are sent on another voyage into the spirit memories, and as you get sent, you two are at the front doors of Ravenloft. Although you've never been here yourself, you see this towering castle, and you're one of the knights, and ahead is the commander of your knights. You just get this feeling of admiration for him, but the feeling of hatred as you must kill Strahd. It's your only thing that you can do in existence. You're fueled by revenge, and that is it. Your teachings of before are long gone, and all you feel is utter hatred. And standing at the draw gates is actually a face that you remember as Madame, or actually no, you wouldn't. An old lady. Oh no, yeah, an old lady. It looks like an old Vistani. She's haggard and almost looks like a hag. And she walks forth and she calls out and says, "Vladimir, you must stop this. Strahd has been slain. He has been taken down. He has lost his brother. He has lost Tatiana. And he has been brought forth back from the darkness as a vampire, a horror of darkness, an entity stuck to this land for all of suffering. He will never be free of Barovia. It is his curse, and he shall rest here for the remaining of his time, never able to escape the realms of Barovia." And with that, Vladimir this commander stares back at this old lady. You can feel the burning hatred, but then the realization that not only is he suffering, but Strahd is suffering too. And that seems like revenge enough. And the knights call off the attack, and they retreat back to the castle that you now find yourself at. You are now up, Rion.
Okay. Oh shit! I almost spilt a bottle of ibuprofen all over the floor. That would have been lovely. Yes. Judging how we've been beating on these things for a while, they aren't really suffering damage, correct?
They're definitely taking
Like
the
from
damage. They're taking the damage.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm trying to communicate to you is that they are not that hurt.
I gotcha. Okay. I'm not sure how this would work, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask this before I say I'm going to do it. Counter song or counter charm actually technically only works on me and my allies. But the way I would like to try to do it is kind of switch it around to where it's affecting them, but see if I can try to break them of their hatred.
Okay.
Would that work at all? Or because this is really kind of breaking the game / it's not supposed to be kind of worked this way, so I don't know how you want to play this.
I mean, you could definitely try. I'm not going to tell you whether it'll work or not, but you're allowed to try anything that you want.
Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to ask, if I could try it. So what I'm going to do is kind of do like a combat roll backwards, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it thinks you're dead
They're
anyway.
just yeah. So I'm just going to kind of combat roll backwards and then start to play a song using my action.
All right. I guess it would be...
Do you want like a performance check? Or?
Yeah.
All right. $21.
So even though you are able to play this song of Counter Charm, you try everything that you can to break the hatred that you feel. Like as you're getting hit, you're actually kind of understanding what happened to these guys. They were slain viciously by Strahd and brought back by pure hatred, basically undead revenants, fueled by the only existence other than revenge. That's all they seek, just burning hatred. They essentially forget who they are, and even with a powerful counter charm like that, you just cannot break this hatred.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Well, everyone's got bardic inspiration, so I can't throw that out. And yeah, that's me.
All right. Dirge is up. And I'll mute.
All right, I think everyone's been focusing this guy right here in the middle of all of us, and she'll just continue to waylay it, just trying to get it to stand down.
Okay.
All right, we are not Strahd. You're the one serving Strahd. I don't have to explain this, I guess. You're not really keen to listen, are you? Okay. It's here we
Both
go.
hit.
Yeah. Fuck. What? Look at that. The D8 fucking won both times. A 1, a 1, a 3, and a 4. Yeah. So Dirge just barely grazes this guy both times. The Sunblade deciding not to punish these paladins too much, as she does a very impressive 19 damage.
And even though you're landing true and landing powerful blows, the creature still stands strong.
Still stands strong. Hasn't it taken like 70 damage or something?
You take something like that.
And it's not bloodied?
Nope.
Dirge.
Oh, we're dead.
Dirge kind of looks to her allies and says, you know, not to be a party pooper, guys, but I feel like we're gonna be dead before they're dead. How about
No shit.
go up the stairs and then not fight them all at once? And
Yeah, it's I suppose we could try to outrun a ghost
well,
thing.
they feel pretty physical right now, guys. Just saying.
Yeah. She's.
I suggest we go up to the stairs, and that'll be it for Dirge.
All right. Gaia. Another one of these knights lunge forward.
Dirge will block it.
Disadvantage is a miss. Second attack is a... What's your AC again, Gaia? Sorry. 16. Definitely a hit.
Dang.
Use your what's the hit?
Yeah, you can roll a D8 if you want. Your bardic inspiration.
19.
Puts it up to 19. It still hits.
Dang.
21 was what it rolled. And 19 more bludgeoning damage as these
Guy
creatures.
agrees. Yes, running sounds good. She then is hit and falls to the ground. Just like, I'm going to sleep now.
Jagar. Are you unconscious, Gaia? Or?
Yeah, she is unconscious. She's
All right.
negative 13.
So the word from Dirge is to retreat, and as soon as she says that, Gaia is struck down unconscious.
Dragar would. Dragar's sick of battling at this point. With that last visage of the vision, Dragar would kind of snap to it, and he would look at either of the revenants. Hopefully, one of them was looking at him, and he would just yell, "Dragar says is the dragon's body still upstairs," and Dragar's gonna book it. Dragar's running, and he's gonna head as fast as he can to the roof, to the ceiling, to where he thinks that the dragon carcass is.
So you can disengage as an action,
Cool.
or you can take 3 opportunity attacks. I'm assuming you don't want that.
I like to disengage. I think that might be this first.
And then the staircases that you see is a spiral staircase you came down.
We're going up.
Up, okay. So you're
Yeah,
just going to run up?
Going up is the quickest path to up that he can get.
All right.
Because I can't really follow the map or anything, so.
Yep, I'll move you there, basically the way you came.
Yeah.
Dragar apparently agrees that retreating is a pretty optimal idea. Next up is another one of these knights, and it is basically going to move forward and assume the overtop of unconscious Gaia and go for you, Dirge. Definitely a hit and definitely a miss. It is, let me math here. Why can't I do that? Sorry. I'm apparently really bad at basic. 22. So yeah, you can potentially block
Yeah,
that.
Dirge will try to block that with Bardic Inspiration.
Actually, I don't think I have to tell you that, but whatever. I won't. I'll give you that for now.
Yeah, I blocked that.
All right. And I already said I missed the second attack, so you spend your Bardic Inspiration to hear the words of Rion inspiring you, and you are able to muster enough strength to block. Gaia's on her first death save.
There we go. Yeah.
Success.
Crit. I can't type, so
I'm not
crit.
dead yet.
All right, you're not dead yet. Trying to think of something else I could tell you, but instead I will just go forth and attack with another Revenant. Or a Dragon Knight Revenant, I guess. I kind of let the bean. Oh, there you go. Both of those are a miss on you, Dirge. Your shield just stands strong against these attacks. And Rion, seems like retreating might be the plan. What do you wish to do?
What I would love to do is... Oh, I don't have to disengage. Oh, no, I do, because they're there. Grab Gaia, disengage, and run, but I don't think I can grab her and disengage at the same time. So grab her and run up the stairs.
So not disengaging then.
Well, I can't, unless you're going to let me, like... Because I think it would be an
Is she
action to grab
Is she an
Gaia.
interaction to be picked up?
Yeah. She's a little
Okay,
bit,
well, if
she's
that's
a-
the case, then...
Oh, no, sorry, not an interaction. She's a little bit heavier than.
Okay.
So yeah, I would take an action to pick her up.
Wow. That's kind of rude to bring, or talk about a girl's weight there, Chris.
Well, unless she was a
Yeah.
halfling, you could just chuck her up to the second level.
So you want an opportunity attack? It's only one.
Yeah. Oh,
Dirge,
good.
can Dirge? I think Dirge can block, right?
I don't think you used your reaction.
Yeah, I'll use my reaction to block it.
Right. Or wait, did you? With I can't remember the round. Yeah, no, you didn't.
No, Gaia
I
went
think you
down.
did last
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, it's
Did
good.
I?
Okay.
No, nobody. I don't think I did. But
Your initiative. Yeah, it misses Dirge's shield, so you're able to run with Gaia up the
Alright.
stairs with Dragar.
Yep. I kind of imagine I have her feet and her head's just like banging
Yeah.
against the stairs as I'm running up.
Very nice, very kind.
If
So
he beats
now-
up with Dragar, Dragar
I'm not the
would grab Gaia.
strongest.
If he beats out, if he's even close to Dragar
Yeah.
by the time he's done his movement, Dragar
Yeah.
would grab Gaia.
He can do that basically on the start of your turn.
Yeah, fair.
Dirge, it's you and 3 of these Revenants. I'm assuming you're
yeah,
going to do a similar thing.
Dirge is gonna take a disengage action and run up the stairs, and since these stairs are definitely too big for the horse to go down, she'll stand right at the top of the stairs, and if they try to run up, she'll block the entrance so they can only come one at a time.
Yep.
And let me see the map here. Okay, and she'll also tell Gypsy to stand beside her.
So
Next
you're
to the
just
stairs.
basically blocking that entrance. Gotcha. All right, what time is it? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it's a good time to pause if you want.
Yeah, I feel like we will pause it with the group kind of tucking and turning tail between their legs, realizing that these paladins might be a little more than they bargained for. So yeah, we'll end it. We'll take it up next week, and we'll probably run, hopefully, as long as my house stops being a plague-infested residence, we'll run a full-length game, or at least a little bit longer than 2 hours. But anyways, thanks for playing, guys, and see you next week.